Flaming Dragon Friday. Embrace your dragon.
Boom.
Got a heck of a show for you. Primetime Alex Stein is here today. All right, that's definitely happening. We got the NFL schedule release. We had some playoff action last night. A lot going on in the sports world. Jimbo Fisher talking trash about TCU. What are we doing, even in a joking manner? But let's get to the important stuff. It's a bachelor party this weekend, fellas.
It is.
Ready to rock and roll?
Feeling?
Right. I'm feeling great, man. It's like I said, everybody talks about getting cold feet. Like, I got hot feet. I'm ready to get this thing rock and rolling.
I don't want to have to call Reed, like I'm Bradley Cooper or something.
No, well, don't lose me.
Well, we're not calling.
Yeah.
Like, we just got to get him back before.
Whatever happens,
Blaine
let's
wouldn't
check
call
the
it.
roof
No.
first.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm checking the roof first.
Yeah,
whatever
we just
happens.
got to get him back before the wedding weekend. We'll CGI this thing the whole week when it comes to the show. We just have to have him back for the wedding.
Yeah, they planned theirs way too close to the wedding.
Why would you do that?
Why were they doing day before?
Yeah, it was like literally they're going
days.
from the
No one does
bachelor
that.
party
No one
to
does
the
that.
wedding. I got a week in between mine. So if you guys lose me, then there's plenty of time to find me.
And you're taking Zach Galifianakis with you?
Yeah.
Better put a
Trouble.
month. Yeah, put a month in.
Mom, Oreo smoothie.
Yeah.
Now.
The 2023 NFL schedules have been released. The Celtics force a Game 7 against the Sixers. And Alex Stein from Blaze Media stops by to talk some LSU and college football. I'm Jake Crain, and embrace your flaming dragon on this edition of Crain & Company. The NFL released the 2023 schedules yesterday, and while there are always winners and losers, the biggest winner of the day was how each team released them. Now, the Chargers anime release is always a banger, but there was an underdog, in my opinion, that won the team release battle, and that was the Tennessee Titans. Now, they may not win a lot of games during the regular season, but at least they got that. And their street video had young people on Broadway trying to guess the teams that the Titans play by the logo, and let's just say they were wrong a lot. Now, when it comes to the nuts and bolts, I thought the Packers caught a big break with new quarterback Jordan Love as they play 6 games against the NFC North and 4 games against the NFC South. Those 2 divisions should be somewhat down defensively. Now, the AFC East definitely got the short end of the stick because we know how loaded the defenses are in that division, and they're matched up with the AFC West and the NFC East. Just look at the teams in those divisions. It's enough said. Now, there are always interesting storylines as well. Tua and the Dolphins played the Panthers, Eagles, and Patriots all back-to-back weeks 6 through 8, which is basically going to be a Bama quarterback infomercial. That's, of course, if Tua can stay healthy for that long and not turn into Mr. Potato Head halfway through the season. Now, Tom Brady will be honored during the Patriots opener, and Aaron Rodgers will make his Jets debut against the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football. Sign me up. Now, for you bettors out there, also take note that when the NFL releases a schedule, it's a little bit of foreshadowing on who the NFL thinks will be good or bad. Look at the times and the TV situations. Just look at the amount of primetime games the Chiefs play compared to, let's say, I don't know, the Texans. The Lions are also going to be highlighted a lot more than usual, which lets you know some of the higher-ups think this may be the year where they can turn the corner. Now, all in all, I think the NFL does a fantastic job of putting the best teams on display the most and giving us great matchups all through the season. And as a fan, that's all I can ask for. We're bringing my co-host, former Michigan gunslinger, the real number 12, David Conathan Cone. And my brother, it's Friday. Y'all know what that means.
This is flaming vodka!
3.5.
3.5.
3.5.
3.5.
And a half.
All right, if you don't know, if you're joining us for the first time on Flaming Dragon Friday, we're trying to hit the under of not saying his government name,
Govey.
okay, during the show, which is hard for me because I'm called him that his whole life. We refer to him as Flaming Dragon, or as some of us in our community refer to him, Flaming. So let's go ahead and welcome him in. Let's go ahead and welcome him in. Guys, what stood out to you about the NFL schedule release?
You know, for all the NFL gets wrong, I'll tell you what they get right. They really know how to market themselves.
They really do.
Especially in the offseason. Only the NFL can turn a schedule release order. We already knew which teams were playing which teams, but the order of the schedule into a week-long event, really. And you look, we just come off the heels of the NFL draft. They really do a good job, especially in the offseason. And, you know, a schedule release, it only matters when every game matters and when you have, you know, football has fewer games, so each one of them is as exciting as it can be. You can't really do that for baseball when you have 162 games slate. Oh,
everybody's going to play
Yankees
everybody.
are going to go play to the Braves. That's great. That's a cool series, but whatever. The Christmas Day games, you know, is kind of what stood out to me. You got Eagles Giants in a divisional matchup, Chiefs Raiders in a divisional matchup, and then the third one is San Francisco at the Ravens, which I think could be a lot of fun there. The international games, you and I were talking, I don't know how I feel about the international games.
I feel like I'm winning you over, though.
No, actually, I was talking to a neighbor last night. I was talking to one of my neighbors last night who is a Ravens fan, and he was so excited because the Ravens are playing the Titans, and that game was supposed to be here, and it gave him a chance to go see him. He's like, well, that game's in London now, so I can't see him. Yeah. It's like, why can't those just be exhibition games? You know, I remember when Manchester United and I think it was Real Madrid played in the Big House at Michigan a couple years ago. Awesome, great. But it was an exhibition match. It wasn't for, you know, regular season or something like that. So I'm sort of going away from the international games.
Well, what about preseason?
Preseason. Let's do preseason.
Let's play a couple preseason weeks over there.
Aaron Rodgers takes a couple snaps, you know, not going to play the whole game.
Yeah.
What stood out to you?
The thing about me is I'm going to be sitting on my couch watching Red Zone anyway. So, I mean, I don't care if it's in London or in Atlanta. So, either way, as long as it's on TV, I'm going to be fine.
Well, even those games are earlier a lot, too. Yeah. Remember, sometimes those games miss Red Zone.
Oh, yeah. You walk into a fantasy on a Sunday, you think, I mean, you're going to wake up and set your lineup. Next thing you know, we're playing in Bangladesh at 3 in the morning.
Exactly.
I didn't mean to play Travis Etienne. He got hurt in the first quarter.
Yeah, he got kidnapped by a dragon.
No, trust me, I felt that. I thought the Chiefs got a good slate. You got Detroit week 1, which will be a good game. I believe that game's at home. The Chiefs, you have most of your tough road games out in the first, and most of the big teams you play, like the Bengals, the Bills, the Eagles, they all come through Kansas City. So I think the Chiefs are sliding to be a 1 seed again, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're not. The one team I thought the Giants kind of got a short end of the stick. You get Dallas early, which you really don't want, and most of your tough games are on the road. So we'll see. I think the Chiefs are just lining up for another number 1 seed. And I think it's pretty inevitable.
Yeah, the last thing I'll say about it, the international games to me, I have a theory, and again, I caught a lot of hell for it, is that if we played NFL games in Europe, it would be more legitimately, consistently, it would be more popular than soccer within 5 years. I really believe that. I just want to see that come to fruition. That's the reason why I enjoy it. Do I really care if they're playing in London or whatever? Like Flaming said, you know, I'm going to be watching Red Zone anyway. But I do think if you send Patrick Mahomes, you're sending the Chiefs and the Dolphins overseas, that's going to show them the real thing. Like, y'all may love Tottenham and all that stuff's fun and great, and y'all can run around those little gangs and beat each other up because y'all are bored as hell, but you get Patrick Mahomes over there and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and some of them other guys, it'll become the most popular sport over there within 5 years. And I've had people hit me up, oh, I'm from England. No, it won't. Bet if they do. But they got to do it consistently, and you got to have good teams. Because I think it'd be cool if maybe eventually, and I know NFL Europe, you can't count that. That's like the G League. I'm talking about have a legit 1 or 2 teams over there, or maybe have a division over there where you have American players that are over there playing. I don't know. I think that's where we're going, and I don't mind it. I love football. I want to grow football so much that we get more of it, and it's everywhere, because y'all need to understand how I understand.
But if you're a Chiefs or a Dolphins fan, that's 1 fewer game you get to go see. If I have season tickets, I'm not happy about that.
And that's
go play an exhibition.
Yeah, and that's why I think you should have teams that are over there. Like, we don't need to put the Chiefs over there and get to the point where you don't have to send the Chiefs over there. But they got their own team, like the Birmingham Butter Boys or something.
You know?
Huh?
You don't already love football.
I think football needs something like the World Cup, like soccer has.
See, we'd kill it.
I know. Take your L's at the end of the day, but if you like football.
Can you imagine?
Right? Get together a team. You know, you want to talk about an underdog story?
We could send a team from the SEC to go beat everybody else in the world, and they destroy them. But can you imagine, like, NFL players? It's like, all right, hey, we got America versus South Korea today. I mean, it'd be a bloodbath.
But, I mean, it'd be fun to watch. And they'd probably get more South Korea football fans.
That is true. They do love their baseball over there.
Want to
too.
get fans, make him have a team to win a gold medal.
Yeah, it's a great point. All right, I want to run this Titans video.
This is embarrassing.
So it is. It shows you we're screwed. I like the younger. We already knew we're screwed with the younger generations, but this just further proves that. Let's go ahead and play it.
What the is that?
The elevator.
St. Louis Rams.
Okay.
It's the Saints.
Lightning McQueen.
Like, how does the guy not know that?
Oh, that's just the football logo.
We never be
just
friends.
the football
I would never be friends with you.
Boston Bobcats. No idea. No idea.
Cowboys, yeah.
Decent guess.
The confidence.
Baltimore Orioles.
Baltimore Orioles. Great.
Look at that Oriole.
The Red Stallions.
How did you even come?
Stallions?
Did she just name a USFL
How do
team?
you,
The Stallions?
49ers, 69ers.
The Star-
Pirates
Buccaneers.
from the islands of the Caribbean.
Chester Cheeto.
My man said Chester
Cheeto. Get out.
Chester Cheetah.
Get out.
Tigers.
What is that?
North Carolina.
It's the Cheeto guy.
The North Carolina Tigers. That's a Panther.
Texas. That's the Cowboys. That's the Cowboys. Texas. Got that.
Atlanta. That's Florida. The Florida Dolphins.
The Atlanta Florida Dolphins.
Oh, Texans.
Oh, yeah. Look, I'll take that.
Eagles from Pittsburgh.
The Seahawks.
The Seahawks.
Bulls? Patriots? That's the Patriots logo.
The Bulls Patriots.
That it actually does not exist.
It's the Jets.
What, dude?
That is Nashville, Tennessee.
Tennessee Titans.
Titans.
Tennessee Titans.
Tennessee Titans. Ooh!
Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans.
Tennessee Titans. Wait, good job. Yeah. Awesome.
Good job, Stacy.
That's
the
a
lowest bar possible. Great job.
Fantastic job by the Titans
Wow.
media team. That stole the show yesterday. It was all over social media. Look, the females, I can understand it.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand it. You called the Cowboys the Colts. I get it, okay? But to all the males in that video that did not know, that didn't have a clue, we would never be friends.
You'd be friends with them.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
My man
I can
said-
already tell that I would not enjoy my
My
time.
man said Chester Cheeto.
Cheeto.
What was that
yeah.
about?
I'm like, dude, get away from me.
Yeah.
Like, you got to know they're thinking, like, all right, let's just go up to somebody who obviously doesn't know.
No,
They're not picking a guy with a Bills shirt on.
No, but just in general, man. Like, come on.
That's
That's
it.
right here near us.
Yeah.
Come
That's
on.
not in some far away land.
Welcome to Nashville.
Leave
No
those
one knows.
leave those Broadway girls alone.
They know what the 8th song on Morgan Wallen's track is, but they couldn't tell you what the Atlanta Falcons are.
Yeah. Well, look, your mother may not know what the Jacksonville Jaguars look like or who the hell the Houston Texans are, but if you're looking for the perfect Mother's Day gift that will make the women in your life feel pampered and appreciated, our friends at Genucel have you covered. The Genucel Mother's Day sale is almost over, and Genucel is offering 70% off, okay? Their most popular package, which includes their Ultra Retinol and Dark Spot Corrector. My producers love the Ultra Retinol offered in Genucel's most popular package. Nighttime Moisturizer contains a powerful retinol alternative to visibly reduce the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and skin discoloration. It also helps exfoliate the skin, which can reduce the appearance of pores and improve skin texture. It'll make your skin better. And it's 70% off, guys. It's a heck of a deal. Anybody can use it. That's the best part about it, all right? And Genucel guarantees results in as little as 12 hours or your money back. So listen very, very carefully, especially if you don't have a gift yet. Don't worry. Jake's here to save you. Give the gift of flawless skin on Mother's Day by visiting Genucel.com. Genucel.com/booster to save over 70% off their most popular package. This package includes the Dark Spot Corrector as well as the Ultra Retinol. I mentioned that, and the Under Eye Treatment. Every order subscription includes a luxury gift box with these 3 free springtime essentials just in time for warmer weather and free shipping. So go to Genucel.com/booster. That's GENUCEL.com/booster. So you can have a face that's silky smooth and delicious like mine.
Ours got delivered last night.
Yep.
Give it to
By the way, I
Deliveroo.
use Cinch yesterday.
Did you?
Out of propane.
More propane?
Yeah, we threw Good Rancher steaks back on the grill because we got a smorgasbord of steaks. Got my cinch, had to reorder it. It's just a very easy, don't have to worry about. It's going to be there.
Look at you,
Boom,
man.
boom, boom.
Love it.
Man of the people. What do we got in the club?
Here we go. Bills Mafia says, is there a tougher stretch than the Bills weeks 11 through 16?
It's tough.
You got Jets, Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers.
That's tough. The Eagles, you look at the Eagles too, they got a stretch in there that's pretty brutal. Again, whenever you're doing this matrix of scheduling, even top teams are going to have big matchups and stretches that are tough. We see in college football as well. It's just part of it. But man, if you're the Packers and you're Jordan Love and you're waking up this morning, you could not have asked for a better schedule to break in a new quarterback. Could not have asked for one. I mentioned, being playing 6 games instead of NFC North. Look at those defenses. The Lions, I think, are going to be better, but they're not going to be a stacked defense. Yep. I mean, the Vikings, they couldn't stop anybody. I know they got rid of the DC. They've added some pieces, but we'll see. There's a lot of little nuggets in there that are fun to find, but it will tell you, like I mentioned to bettors, who the NFL believes really is going to do what. So it's going to be interesting.
And that stretch for the Bills, that doesn't include the 2 times you have to play against Bill Belichick. Yep. That doesn't include the 2 times you have to play against the Dolphins if Tua stays healthy. So it's a tough one for the Bills.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Jeremy White with the $5 donation. Jeremy, appreciate it. Says, update, Dingo's recovering fine from surgery.
Good.
Great to hear. Jake, have fun with your pre-wedding shenanigans. Dave, go Blue. Thanks for bringing class to the show.
Go Blue.
Lane, what's up?
Nice.
Cool, Jeremy.
He said, what's up? Calm down.
No. Hashtag not good enough. Let's go to Rolly Season with a $2 donation.
Rolly.
Said, let's go. Y'all give me that sports goodness and good morning. Thank you, sir.
That good.
All right, let's go to RJ McCall with a $10 donation.
What's up, RJ?
Appreciate it, brother. He says, call sign, the comeback kid.
I love that.
Comeback kid.
I started watching your show back in September and never looked back. Thank you. And graduating today, App State. What was some of your memories about graduating? First of all, congratulations.
Congratulations.
You did
that
it, bud.
paper. It's a feeling of relief. Like there is, I didn't like school, okay? I just didn't like it. Now, for you kids out there listening, you need to like school. I never really enjoyed it, but you get through it. I do want to say something about App State, though. That was one of my favorite places that we went and played at.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's great. Congratulations on graduating. Yeah. I don't like using the words memories and App State in the same sentence.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I know, David.
But congratulations.
Yes. RJ, we're excited for you, buddy.
You okay?
Huh?
You okay?
I will be. Just give it
So
some time.
many memories.
Just give it some time. And don't
everyone spam App State in the chat. Let's go. Ryan Gade with a $10 donation. Ryan, appreciate it. Had a fantastic time in Nashville for the Craft Brewers Conference. You undersold how great Bar Taco is.
Undersold it?
The duck was absolutely amazing. I know it
This kid's got a chest tattoo
Only
over
issue
here.
was all Swifties in town on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah,
That's a cult, brother.
Yeah, that's a cult if I've ever seen one. And just don't drink the Kool-Aid when they pass it around. I will never undersell Bar Taco. The pork belly glazed taco from Bar Taco is the best taco in the United States, and I will die on that
like
hill.
The duck better.
You like the duck better?
Duck is good.
This last time was theirs. Is bellissimo.
They do a good job. If we could have one sponsor that they're like, Jake, look, you can just pick any sponsor. I would have a very hard time, and this is for Reed too. All right, that's kind of like our hey, let's go on a date. Nothing, fancy, not super fancy, even though it is classy. And then that's where we go, man.
So you just want the taco to sponsor the show, or the whole?
I don't care.
Just the taco.
Look, the taco can sponsor the show, Dave. I wish
pork belly taco.
Sometimes instead of getting to bed at night, I wish I could just get into one of those pork belly tacos and just have the shell just wrap me in.
How's that for underselling?
Yeah, someone please pull that. Let's go to King Don Sobek, hashtag Ask Crain and Company. How did the Packers possibly get such an easy schedule besides the Chiefs?
This one, I sat there and thought about this. I was like, all right, what's the thinking behind it? I just think it happened.
Let's just
I don't think they were like, all right, guys, look, Green Bay's down right now. They lost Aaron. Let's give them a little help. I just think it kind of happened that way. And when you're making these schedules, now if it was like everybody just played somebody on their side in the NFC or the AFC, then you could control it a lot more. But I just think this is kind of an anomaly of how it happened.
You want to break down the Packers schedule?
Yeah, let's just run through it real quick.
At Bears, at Falcons, Saints at home, no thanks, whatever ad that is. Lions at home, at the Raiders, they get a bye. At Denver, Minnesota home, Rams home, at the Steelers, Chargers home, at the Lions, Chiefs at home, at the Giants, Bucks home, at the Panthers, at the Vikings, and then you end with the Bears out.
You don't play two good teams in a row, at least from last year. You don't?
Chiefs, Giants could be interesting back-to-back.
Oh, they're back-to-back? I thought there was a week in between there.
No. And then Broncos, Vikings. The Broncos, I don't know.
I'm not going to sit here and bet on the Broncos right now. I love Sean Payton, but I got to see it. That is and I hate using the term easy because there's not an easy game in the NFL, but that is as light of a schedule as I have seen in a long time in the NFL.
They go to the Steelers. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that's true. I'm excited to see how Kenny Pickett and that new core they got there in Pittsburgh does. What else we got real quick?
All right, let's go to Stephen Moore, the man who's always correct.
Yes.
Okay. The radio's video is shockingly bad. Every scene is someone going, "We got the dates. They don't start revealing the schedule until the blooper reel portion of the ad. Department needs to be fired."
The radio?
The Raiders.
I didn't see theirs. Look, the Chargers anime one is sick.
This wasn't a scheduled one, but did y'all see the Jags put out that video about how the NFL scripted? It's hilarious.
I didn't see that one.
It's absolutely hilarious. You get a chance to go watch it.
They put it out yesterday?
Yeah, I believe so.
That's your team.
Yeah, I know. It was phenomenal. Like they're saying like the entire NFL, they had writer's room, like writing like the exact. He's like, well, if we can get Dak Prescott to throw it off Noel Brown's head, and then we pick it off late in the fourth quarter, like they call the head coach. He's like, yeah, that's fine. We can
good.
They're actors.
Yeah. That was such a crazy thing last year. But okay, let's get to a little rapid fire here.
Let's do it. NBA, Celtics force a game 7. Wasn't pretty, though. A lot of turnovers.
So win.
Didn't have to be.
Wasn't pretty.
I do want to say this. I came on here a couple weeks ago and talked about, Jason Tatum struggling in big moments in the playoffs consistently. And when he does do well, I want to make sure I give him credit. If I'm gonna down him when he does bad, I'm gonna give him credit when he does good. He struggled the whole game yesterday until about halfway through the fourth quarter. And he really turned it on. He hit those 2 big threes back to back. But I'm sitting here looking at, and I didn't know if there was a way that I could feel sorry for Philadelphia fans. I mean, these are the same people that threw snowballs at Santa Claus. But I mean, golly, talk about can't catch a break in the postseason of professional sports. See what happened to the Eagles last year. I don't want to keep going through all this. But you had your chance. You had your chance. I mean, James Harden kind of disappeared yesterday, but that's what it's been like every third game. He may go to game 7 to score 45 points, but I'm really having a hard time seeing how the Sixers are going to go to Boston in game 7 and win this game. I'm really having a hard time. Embiid didn't play bad, but the start the Sixers got off to was atrocious and just set the tone for the whole game. They're playing catch-up the whole game. They caught him in the second half, and then Jason Tatum started to get hot. When you are fortunate enough to be playing at home in a game that you can clinch a series, and the other team's superstar is not playing well, you've got to bury him. But my question is, where was the 2-man game for the Sixers the whole game? That's what has been working against the Celtics. James Harden and Joel Embiid running the 2-man action, making it work. They didn't even try it in the first half.
Maxey was running some of that.
Maxey was their spark. That was when they had 3 points with like 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. I mean, it got to, I was shocked. I'm saying, and at what point, if the Sixers don't win this, at what point do we start looking at Doc Rivers and saying he's overrated, man? Like, you won a championship with the Celtics, okay, with that great core. But it just seems like we treat Doc Rivers, not saying he's a bad coach by any means, but I would rather have Mike Budenholzer than I would Doc Rivers.
I like Doc Rivers.
And I do like him, David.
Look, he could still get out of this series.
I know. I'm just not seeing it, man.
I get what you're saying on Tatum in the fourth quarter. It was, how many do you have in the fourth quarter? 16, something like that?
Saved his legacy.
But that doesn't excuse 3.5 quarters to me of just unbelievable
I can see that.
basketball.
For sure.
Better late than never. Thanks for coming on.
But I mean, look, this was an utter collapse by the Sixers. Like, y'all choked.
You scored 13 points in the fourth quarter.
Y'all choked. But this is what y'all been doing. That's why y'all can't get out of this round. Because y'all don't have people who can come out here and finish. All right? Even if Jason Tatum played the 3 bad quarters, that fourth quarter kicked on, and you saw a different animal come on. And if you think you're going to just go walk in the park in Boston in this last game, I don't know. Like, this was your shot.
You had to have
this. Was your shot. James Harden, like, I needed more than 13 points out of you, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're the way you're scoring, like, the inconsistency of James Harden blows my mind.
0 for 6 from 3.
0 for 6 from 3. I think he had 9 assists, which James is going to get that, especially with the MVP playing in the post. But now, I mean, Marcus Smart was the leading scorer, I think, for the Celtics.
Marcus Smart has been scoring at a
22.
clip.
Yeah,
you talk about a guy we don't talk about enough, and then the defensive effort from Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart encapsulates what I think how an NBA player should play with the effort. I think he won the Hustle Award for the 3rd time. I mean, just him and I know PJ Tucker tries to be that guy for the Sixers, and he is. But Marcus Smart, man, you talk about a complete player, and when he's shooting, I mean, it's fun to watch him. I enjoy watching him. He's got the Joker hair, the green spray-painted hair. But James Harden yesterday, here's the stat line. I'm going to say the good first. 13 points, 1 block, 3 steals, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. But you had 5 turnovers. You look at Joel Embiid. All right, you had 4 turnovers. No other starter on the Sixers turned the ball over. So your 2 best players, all right, you're supposed to be 2 best players, not only didn't have the 2-man action working early, they turned the ball over. I mean, I don't know. I was so surprised. And then the effort at the end of the game. It's like, oh, well, we're down 7 with a minute and a half to go. We're just going to walk up and down the court.
That was surprising.
That
part was surprising.
Unacceptable to me.
I liked Boston in this series. I'm less confident in them now entering Game 7 than I have been the entire series. The turnovers, again, we talked about this last year in the semifinals and in the finals.
Yeah. 17
last night, 18. I mean, most in the playoffs so far. That's not a recipe for championship.
So you're less confident now it's going back to 7 in Boston?
I'm less confident in them to make some sort of like deeper run.
To win it.
Or even in this series. Like I would put this as a coin flip, maybe a little better in the Celtics' favor. Whereas after Game 5 that the 76ers eked out, or was it Game...
No, it was Game 5.
Game 5. I thought the Celtics could go back-to-back and close this series, just the way I saw them playing basketball. Now, I don't know now. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, the thing with me, the Celtics was defense. You just gave up 86 points on the road in Game 6. So
that's true.
Well, I'm talking about the turnovers. Yeah. Why are you turning the ball over 18 times?
Well, here's what's going to happen. When you play a team that knows how to play in the fourth quarter and that doesn't turn the ball over in opportune times, you can't turn the ball over either. Like if you run into the Lakers, or let's say you run into the Warriors or the Nuggets, you better not turn the ball over because they're going to make you pay with the way they're. I don't think that's a crazy.
And it wasn't just. It was like it's crazy turnovers. Yeah. I mean, how many steals did the 76ers have last night?
Well, you had a couple that were just thrown right to them.
14.
It's
14
and you still won
steals,
and you still won. That showed you how bad the Sixers played offensively for most of that game.
Next one, Suns gone.
Boy,
when Kevin Durant going to play?
We'll see who wins the championship.
Next chapter. Yeah. This doesn't shock me. I called it from the beginning. The Suns don't play defense. You gave up 44 points in the first quarter. And if you've heard this show, I'm not going to sit here and beat a dead horse. You've heard me say it a million times. The Suns are a finesse jump shooting team with no physical identity, and they let their offensive performance dictate how they play on defense. And DeAndre Ayton was out last night with a hurt back or hurt feelings or something. You got to get rid of DeAndre Ayton. You got to get rid of Chris Paul. Who's I don't think's ever going to win it. He may try and have a swan song with LeBron, but I'm not hurting for him. He's a millionaire anyway. But the Suns you trade away Mikal Bridges, who was a physical guy, kind of gave you that presence a little bit. You got to go get some dogs that are physical. I mean, y'all are Charmin ultra soft. Watching him on defense. I mean, Jokic is one of the best players I've seen in a long time. But you had Jokic go for 32, Jamal Murray went for 26, Kenneth Caldwell-Pope went for 21. Hell, Bruce Brown scored 13. They couldn't stop anybody. The looks you're getting are fantastic. I mean, everything, the whole menu's there. It's like playing the Suns is like going to a restaurant and they're like, oh, everything on the menu's there. There's nothing that's off the menu. You can do whatever you want. So until they do that, they're not going to win it, which is sad because Devin Booker, to me, you obviously want to keep Durant, but out of this whole thing, I know he only scored 12 last night, but I think Devin Booker would be the one you keep for sure.
Yeah, I think he's a centerpiece. I mean, you look at the Suns when it comes to...
You got to blow it up.
Who'd you trade?
Yeah.
You traded Mikal Bridges.
Yeah.
Who's the defensive player of the year. And you got Kevin Durant. Kevin can play defense when he needs to play defense, but
he doesn't want to play defense.
Yeah, I know. That's not who Kevin is. He just goes, he wants to score. But you trade away the guy who's like, when there's a guy out there you need to stop, unless he's huge and from Serbia, right?
Like,
You said Mikal
32,
Bridges.
12, and 10 here.
Yeah.
He's
Here.
a problem.
But would the Suns have fared better in the playoffs had they not made those moves in the regular season?
Yes.
I feel like they still would have lost this series, but I feel like it would have been, I mean, you wouldn't get beat by 25 in your last game because you're just a different team. And you don't have Chris Paul, Mikal Bridges. You have no defense.
Well, like, in the way, and let's not,
Crowder's gone. Like,
and I know we talk about Bridges defensively, and we should, but Bridges is a bucket, too, on offense. I mean, he was carrying the Nets.
yeah.
He was the only guy offensively, and they traded away, Cam Johnson, too?
Yeah,
For the
young
Nets?
core. Young
Who was-
core.
who-
So
I
now you
mean-
have to what? You have to start.
You got to blow it up. You got to blow it up.
NHL, Hurricanes, 3-2 over the Devils in overtime.
This hurt me.
Close the series out, boys.
Well, I
Can
do
you
want.
sell?
I do want to say, if you're a
Try
Devils,
hard.
You're a Flyers fan. You can't be too.
if you're a Devils fan,
I mean, it's
I know
the
you're
Predators
upset,
fan.
but you got to feel good about the future. You know, if you're
for the Devils.
for the Devils.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you've got to feel really good about it. They overachieved, in my opinion. I love the way they play. You took the Canes to overtime, and we talked about the Canes, guys. That's who I picked to win this thing. That's who I picked to win this thing when they came in there. I love Sebastian Aho. It's just watching how good these goalies are, too. Like, just the level that these goalies are playing at. I mean, watching Schmidt last night, keeping him in the game. I mean, some of the saves. One time, oh boy got snuck. The goalie was behind and had the puck, got snuck, and then slid back and made an incredible save. But congrats to the Canes. They move on. That was a fun hockey game to watch. It was a little slow at first. It was like nobody could even get a shot. But, man, you had some breakaways. The first goal that the Devils scored, the pass to Mercer, was just so buttery. Unbelievably buttery. But I tell you what, man, playoff hockey is fun to watch.
Yeah, it is. Stars 5-2 over the Kraken, so they take a 3-2 series lead. Now that one's going to go back to Seattle.
Yeah, I think Seattle is going to win Game 6 at home, and it's going to go back to Dallas for Game 7. I just don't know if the Kraken can win on the road.
So how about Maple Leafs Panthers tonight? Because it's in Toronto, and obviously their backs are against the wall. You think the Panthers close it out on the road?
Pardon me. I mean, my instinct's telling me go Panthers. My instinct's telling me
And
to
they're
go
plus
Panthers.
money
And
again.
they're plus money again.
Plus money again.
I think the Panthers are going to win it all.
Yeah. Not
I mean,
crazy,
they're playing
man.
about as good as anybody right now. I mean, and again, Kirk from Canada, we have live call-ins today. Don't forget, 1-855-236-3228. Kirk did say, who's the only team, I believe, to come back from a 3-0 deficit?
Maple
in the
Leafs.
playoffs? The
In the
Toronto
30s
Maple
or
Leafs.
40s,
But,
something like that.
man, the Panthers have been so consistent. And if you look at all the records of the teams left in the playoffs, the Panthers would be the last team you'd pick to win the whole thing.
Yeah, and then Oilers, Golden Knights today, Game 5 series tied 2-2. This one's in Vegas.
Can the Knights, can they force the Oilers offensively to be sporadic again? Because it seems to me that the Oilers are one of those teams, and we see this in all sports, that they're streaky offensively. Like when they get going, they really, really, really get going. But, Las Vegas sitting at 51-22 overall, Oilers 50-23 overall. So pretty evenly matched. Edmonton is the favorite. The over-under's at 7 right now. Man, I like Edmonton. I like Edmonton.
Even on the road?
I do, and then to go close it out there north of the border.
Last few things here. So Brett Favre is no longer suing Pat McAfee. Did you guys hear about that?
Yeah, I saw that.
They settled outside.
Well, good.
Yeah, good. No more beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all
Be
chill
done.
out.
The Bo Jackson with the hiccups has had hiccups for over a year. Is that what it was?
Yes. Like he's having surgery to correct it.
Yeah. Did you hear about this?
This gives me this is like me seeing snakes or spiders.
What were the details on this?
Just he had, there's some disorder or something. He's getting a surgery to fix it. He said he had the hiccups for over a year.
Like constantly, or just
That's what the hiccups is to me.
like, just never
There's no
stopped?
way you wait a year.
Never
There's
stopped.
no way, right?
There's no way. I can't. If I'm past 20 minutes, put me in a psych ward.
Yeah, no, I'm in
I'm losing
Shutter
my mind.
Island the next day.
A year.
There's no way. There's no way. He hunts too much to do that. You can't have the hiccups while you're hunting. Yeah, you can't. There's no way.
But that is I would not wish that upon my worst.
That should be a form of torture.
Yeah.
Yeah, give someone the hiccups. Dude, I'm telling you, there's could you go with the hiccups more than 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
No,
I'd freak out.
I'd panic.
I'd be making a lot of phone calls.
Yeah, I'd be in the urgent care.
Did you say he's getting a surgery?
Yeah. He's in some surgery, like a non-hiccup surgery.
The
I think that's the medical
surgery.
term.
Yeah,
Yeah.
non-hiccup floma surgery.
The NHS, the non-hiccup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
NHS.
that's what it is.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of, though, guys, summer is here. And regardless if you had the hiccups or not, Good Ranchers wants to give you what you've been craving, a nice summer steak on the grill. I can hear the sizzle already, and I absolutely destroyed a New York strip last night.
Did you?
Just destroyed it.
I love it.
It was very primitive, and, it's like like a lion.
Yeah.
I just killed its prey in like the Serengeti or whatever.
Golly.
I was just sitting there ripping it apart. Medium rare, seasoned it. We had this.
That's the only way you should go with this medium.
Medium rare is the best way to do it.
It is.
How about rare?
I'm a lot more fine with that than medium.
Acceptable.
Yeah. So I don't know what your favorite steak is. Told you about mine, but they have ribeyes, New York strips, all natural burgers, and the most delicious chicken you could ever want. Plus, it's $30 off with our code BOOSTER at goodranchers.com. BOOSTER at goodranchers.com. Go get the butcher's box. You're welcome, but they got tons of other great stuff too. They're committed to give you an inflation-proof meat that you can count on. Right now, they're offering a price lock guarantee for the next 2 years. It's not going to go up or down, regardless of what stupid decisions they make up at the top. Okay, so gear up for an unforgettable summer barbecue of delicious food, great company, and the perfect ambiance, thanks to our friends at Good Ranchers. So head to goodranchers.com and use our code BOOSTER, BOOSTER, for $30 off and a chance to go to the Indianapolis 500.
There you go.
You heard it right. Great food, money off, Indy 500, time of the life with the boys or the girl of your dreams or the man of your dreams, however you get down. Head to goodranchers.com. Use our code BOOSTER, BOOSTER. Goodranchers.com. American meat delivered. Wake up. It's
Just got here
fantastic.
delivering awesome steaks and winning races.
I tell
what
you
else
what,
you want? And the Booster Club is buying it. Man.
Buying it. Look,
I've been getting
buy
messages.
it.
well, you
all
better
the
get
time.
on this deal. You better get on this deal. Get on it. Erd.
All right. Let's go to Mind Over Miller. He just wants everybody to know the XFL championship game is tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's a shout out to Luke.
Tom Luganville will finally have someone come and take his crown after 22 years.
Wow.
How about that?
How about that?
Let's go to USMC Sam, $10 donation. Appreciate you. Said Santa had it coming in Philly. All right. No one ever asked what Santa did to the Eagles fans first, and apparently he threw the first snowball.
Well, I'm going to say this. You mess with Santa Claus, you mess with me.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay? There's only 3 people in my life, all right, that I'll protect till my dying breath. Okay? And that's one of them.
And me.
And these 2 guys count as one, and then the rest of my family. But outside of that,
Fine.
you don't mess with Santa Claus. Look,
Sir.
the Easter Bunny talks a lot of trash.
Don't trust him.
Do whatever. The Tooth Fairy, thief. Thief.
She is a thief.
It's $1.
Well, how much you think she's making?
It's hey, look, you gonna pay tax or what?
Yeah.
Like
How much you
in
think
this
she-
economy?
How much?
$1 for a
selling
tooth?
that tooth to? How do we not know that where she's from, that's like an elephant's ivory? You leave me $1 in this economy?
Okay. All right. I didn't know I hit a.
Put her in a mason jar. Keep her there.
sore
Let her think
subject
about it a
here
little
for you
bit.
Guys.
I heard she's into Bitcoin. Let's go to Matt S. with the $5 donation. Start bench cut. Jeremy Johnson, Kyle Frazier, and Clint Mosley. Kill me. Also, happy 9th birthday to my oldest son, Boston. Happy birthday, Boston.
Boston, that's a sweet
That
name
is a
too.
Boston.
Boston.
name, yeah.
Happy
I bet he
level
can
up
hit.
day.
Our start bench cut, fellas.
Who's the first one? I'm gonna start Clint Mosley. I'm gonna bench Jeremy Johnson and Kyle Frazier. You can get out.
I'm gonna go in the exact order he listed them as because I think that's his thought process.
Okay,
Nice.
yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
For sure. So, you know who Clint Mosley is?
Yeah, for sure. And also,
He's that country singer,
Jake,
right?
this is your friendly reminder, just mid-show.
Yes,
You
dude,
know.
we're doing great.
We are.
We're
but
doing
just
great.
Everyone needs a little reminder.
All right, let's go to Cole Frink with a $10 donation. Appreciate it, Cole. Use this money to get Flaming Dragon and Jake wasted this weekend. P.S. LeBron is mid and MJ is the GOAT.
Woo! There's
Appreciate you,
Cole.
brother. Appreciate you. I do want to say TJ Finley looks like he's going to Ohio State. Yeah, I said it.
What?
Yeah. You as a Michigan
What?
guy, you better hope he starts.
Talk about things we don't say. That's one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good for you, Dave.
And also, I want to say, did you see what Jimbo Fisher said about TCU?
Yeah, I did.
Here's my thing. I know he's probably joking, right, in jest, but it's 2023. Okay, it's going to get taken out of context. Like, it's going to get used as motivation. If you don't know, Jimbo said that TCU had a great year last year,
Mm-hmm.
but then they played a team from the SEC, and what happened? Now, he is not wrong in that I don't think TCU makes the playoff if they're in the SEC last year. I don't think they make the playoff. But I don't think Texas A&M wins the Big 12 either.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all haven't done anything.
Yeah.
Stop saying stuff like you've done something there.
No, they
like you're
can't help
just you're
themselves.
but what do you gain? Like what do you gain from that? You gain even if you're joking. And look, I know Jimbo doesn't have social media. And deep down, he probably doesn't care. But Nick Saban wouldn't do that. Like these other coaches, and look, and Saban's won stuff. He has the right to do it. It's just you gain nothing. You gain absolutely nothing from it. Jimbo just needs to shut up and win games. That's what he needs to do, and then he can talk. But it's getting to a point now where it's not even really funny anymore. Like I don't find it funny.
No, and those Aggies fans don't find it funny either. Imagine losing to Appalachian State at home in a season, and then your first thought after the season is you want to talk about another team in Texas who did make the college football playoff, that they're somehow inferior.
Yeah, no. It's not a smart move.
Y'all won 5 games. Shut up. Like y'all didn't even go to a bowl game. And you're talking about TCU who went to the playoffs. Even if they got killed by Georgia, go back and look at their season. I mean, they played good teams, quality teams. Even they lost to Kansas State. I mean, they won. They won games at the end.
Kansas State's beaten A&M by 17 points last year.
I mean, I think
now this year, who knows? And I hope Bobby Petrino and Jimbo figure it out. I really, really do. But again, you're gaining nothing. You gain absolutely nothing by doing that. If you just won the Natty or won the SEC, okay. I can say you earned that. You earned the right to talk or earned the right to joke. Sonny Dykes just got honored in like the governmental house of Texas, like for the year he had in year 1. He's done more in 1 year than you have the whole time you've been at A&M.
But you talk about if you win the championship, you could say something like that. Maybe it's the inverse. Maybe Jimbo Fisher's not winning these championships anymore like he did at Florida State because this is his mentality. I don't see Kirby Smart out. Kirby Smart is declining invitations to the White House because he wants his team to be in the weight room.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like Jimbo, man, it's just, Lane Kiffin, we know who Lane is, right? These guys are on social media that are funny and do stuff like that. But I mean, even Lane has won. Lane's won more than Jimbo. Let's be honest. What? Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Nah, Jimbo has a championship.
But I'm talking about just from
Lane's won as a coordinator.
From or even momentum right now. Like I would say that Lane has. I mean, Ole Miss has been better than Texas A&M. I mean, they really have. It's not by a ton. But I mean, Lane, who would you take right now? Lane Kiffin or Jimbo Fisher?
Depends on the circumstance and the school I'm at, but I would probably still take Jimbo Fisher.
You take Jimbo, I'd take Lane.
I'm not big on it. Lane, I mean, at least I'd take the guy who's won a championship.
Yeah, but I mean, it's, we're going on a decade.
I take Lane as my coordinator.
Yeah,
he's a better coordinator.
I'd take Jimbo as my coordinator.
He's a better coordinator than a head coach.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the way he uses the portal, if that pays off at Ole Miss. He's kind of going about it the inverse of the way we've talked about it. But speaking about the SEC, we got an SEC fan coming up right now, Alex Primetime Stein from the Blaze Media. Enjoy this interview. Then we're getting the calls. You can go ahead and call in 1-855-236-3228. Take it away. Now, we've had many guests bless us with their appearances on this show. We've been very fortunate, and we have another one for you today. They call him Primetime. They call him 99. Heck, for the right price, he'll feed you a banana live on air. That's our guy, Alex Stein from Primetime with Alex Stein, Blaze TV. Hey, Stein, what's up, man?
Well, I'm getting crushed. Speaking of the banana bit, I fed an African-American a banana on my show, and now it's one of the biggest controversies so far, but in a way, I love it because now everybody's talking about my show. So thank goodness. It's actually a good thing that this happened, surprisingly. But at the same time, I don't like getting all the boo birds, but thank you for having me on the show.
No doubt. I mean, look, we've had our fair share, but you can still see the paintball splotch back there from where Cone was supposed to take 2 to the back on the live stream, but Blaine missed with the first 2 shots.
Oh. Dodge that one.
Ate him with the third.
I dodged that one, Alex.
He missed. 2 balls. Nothing came out. Now it's jammed.
It hit me.
You blew it! Give me balls!
Look, apparently the CIA was involved, the Biden administration.
No,
you missed.
You blew it.
The collusion was written all over it. I got an email a couple of days earlier about tampering with the paintball gun.
8 feet away, Stein. He couldn't hit me 8 feet away.
Helen Keller could have hit the person.
Helen Keller's not a real person.
Look, I'm not going down this rabbit hole with you again.
Yeah, let's not go down the Helen Keller conspiracy. I don't feel like getting canceled twice in one day, but no, seriously, it was probably a rigged gun. They probably, jimmied it or something. They did something.
Man,
thank you, Alex.
It's like this. He needs tough love, not validation or empathy. He needs tough love.
No, but let's be real, because can you shoot a paintball gun on a live stream? Because, this is a YouTube rule people don't realize. In a live stream, you cannot operate a gun. Like if you went to a gun range and tried to live stream that, it would immediately get, cut off, and they would actually delete your account. But if you show gun footage on an uploaded video and it's not live, that's allowed, but I don't know what the rules are about a paintball gun. You know?
Oh, well, we definitely
did that. Now that you brought it up, it wasn't a live shoot.
Yeah, it wasn't a live shoot.
Yeah, the paintball gun identified as not a gun.
Yes, it actually identified. Yeah, it actually identified as a knife. So we're good.
We're good.
It was a painting class. Yeah,
there it is.
It's
Well, it's abstract. It's we went Jackson Pollock, as you can tell.
It's art.
But Alex, you're an LSU fan. All right, you're an SEC fan. You keep up with the time. You're hip. You're with it. Over-unders on regular season win totals just came out from our partners over at DraftKings. You could use code BOOSTER right now and get a great deal. But they had it LSU 9.5. Won the West last year. BK trying to let you have it your way. Are they winning more than 9 this year?
I don't know. Whenever this is the problem with the SEC, I feel like whenever the favored team never wins. I know. Maybe I'm fading them because they are. They think they're going to win 10 games, but I don't know. I mean, I want to give you the hot sports take, but with LSU football, it's either feast or famine. Because if we lose 2 games early, then everybody kind of turns off, and then all the players quit, and then they go in the transfer portal. So I think it just depends on how they start, but. I guess my answer is yes. They're going to get 10 wins.
Yes.
But I just hate to be a homer. I hate to be like, oh, LSU's the
Well, you don't want to jinx it either.
No.
Well, you don't want to jinx it either. I can totally understand. You can hedge your emotions and your money. That's how it works. But Alex, I was wondering this. You're a guy that's well-traveled. You've been around the country. What is the worst college fan base in the United States? Just in, like, wholesome. What's the worst college fan base?
It's the LSU Fighting Tigers. It's us, the Corn Dogs, dude. We are the rowdiest, the drunkest, probably the dumbest. I mean, I graduated from LSU by the skin of my teeth. I'm just saying, I didn't have the best GPA. And I was one of the brighter students at that school. So I'm just saying, I think LSU leads the SEC in students that go there and drop out. I think LSU has the most dropouts. So, yeah, we have the worst fans. And it's another thing. Obviously, Alabama's stolen this, where every guy from Alabama is, Roll Tide. But LSU has had that problem for years. Every single Cajun guy that's never even been to elementary school is the biggest LSU Tiger fan. So they go to these events and they get the drunkest on Bourbon Street and act the wildest. So just because of the alcoholism that the LSU fans have, that we all have, that's why we're the worst.
Man, that's a great answer.
Golly, those LSU Tigers, boy.
At least you're self-aware. I respect that.
I respect it too, man. I respect it, Alex. I'll tell you what I'm not respecting so much though. There's a lot of dudes out here winning women's trophies, okay? So my question for you, is this craziness going to continue and get even worse? And 2, would you be interested in being the 4th member of our new international Quidditch team?
We're going all the way.
Please. I'm a Harry Potter stan. Let's go play some Quidditch. But no, guys, I hate to be black-pilled, but the idea that unless we get some sort of legislation where they have their own division, more men are going to continue to compete in women's sports. Because you just saw some poker player, I forget his name, but he identified as a woman and won a poker tournament. Mm-hmm. So people aren't doing this for social justice. There's going to be people that want to cheat, people that want to win. I mean, this, even if a male cyclist wins a race, they still feel like a winner, even though they beat a bunch of women. So until we can create their own division, there's just going to be more men infiltrating women's sports.
Well, how do you guys feel about the poker? Because the poker tournament is there's not necessarily a biological advantage.
Well, see,
not like MMA or weightlifting, but I'm still down.
Well, I would be much more acceptable of them saying, you know what? All right, if you want to dress up like a woman, if you want to dress up, like the Hamburglar from McDonald's and go play in a poker tournament, that's great. Then I'm fine with that. But I'm not going to feel the same if you want to put some man that's identifies as a woman out there in a football field with a bunch of women and let him play middle linebacker and be like Terry Tate the whole time.
Why do you think that guy won that poker tournament?
He's married. Don't bait him in.
He was just really good.
Don't bait him into that.
It's a real question, Dave.
We saw it in
We're
chess.
about being real. Alex is here to be real.
Don't say it.
You know what? I want Alex to be real. Be real.
Be real. Good.
Get me off the hook.
Why did he win? Well, because I think men are probably better at poker than women. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what the hot take answer is why he won, but I know this. I know Caitlyn Jenner, I believe, as one of the best golfers, but Caitlyn Jenner gets really pissed when she loses to women. So I guess some of these women are better at men, and some are better than some of these trans people, but that still doesn't mean that they should be able to compete against them, is my point.
Well, I just don't see the women who identify as trans men winning the trophies.
Yeah, doesn't happen because that's just that's not the way nature works. Nature versus nurture, Tony. Nature always wins.
This is a hot button issue. Now with all of the airlines becoming more gender inclusive and we're starting to use affirmative action when it comes to our pilots, I think what was even more scary than a trans person playing in sports, could you imagine 2 trans people flying your plane? How scary that would be? I would think I would get off the plane if that was the case.
Man, I got to be honest. I don't like flying in general.
They already have a problem.
Here's my problem.
Alex,
I don't like flying at all. I can't stand it. So any excuse I can have to not board that plane, I will gladly take. But I would be remiss if deep down I didn't say that. Yeah. First off, I'd already be scared. That would take me over the edge. I couldn't do it.
It doesn't even have to be trans. If 2 women are flying the plane, I'm not
getting on that.
I'm not getting on that thing. I'm not getting on that thing. I don't feel comfortable getting in a car with a girl. Do y'all feel comfortable getting in the car with your wives?
There are females I would rather ride in a car with than some men.
I agree with that.
They're just there are good and bad drivers.
I don't know.
Well, I think there's a big difference between a car and flying a plane.
Yeah, cars a lot more. They still can't drive. Driving, flying, it's still the hand, your eyes. I mean, it has to be easier to almost fly. You're in the sky. There's not a lot of traffic.
I think you could not be more wrong that it's easier to fly a 747 than it is drive a car. But who knows?
Well, that's another conspiracy. They say these pilots, basically, they just press, 3 buttons. It's like takeoff, control and land.
No way,
Elon Musk situation.
There's just a takeoff button. Hey, we're flying button and land.
Yeah, that's all they have to do.
Chat GPT it.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, did you not see they want artificial intelligence to start flying the planes? Have you not seen that?
I don't trust any of that. I don't trust any.
That's a real thing.
Yeah, Will Smith's too busy fighting Chris Rock to help us again.
A disaster waiting to happen. Alex, my other question for you is, we see you're putting out all sorts of content. You got these different conflicts flying left and right. It's hard to keep up with. Can you explain to me what the beef is with Dave Portnoy and Barstool? I saw you infiltrated the headquarters recently. I think you even had your wife.
You went Owen Wilson?
You had your wife's boyfriend with you, right? But break it down for me so that I can understand it.
Well, let me just give you the entire story because you want it from start to finish. Well, I'm going to start at the end of the story. Ben Mintz, a friend of mine.
Okay.
But I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ben Mintz.
Ben's one of my boys, man. Mincy's one of my boys. We went to college for the Hogs together, dog.
Okay, I didn't realize that. And listen to this. So Ben and I were friends in college. Of course, the whole time that he's having all this success at Barstool, I'm texting him, dude, this is so awesome. This is so great. Yada, yada, yada. We're being friends. Then let's go back to the beginning of the story. I posted a video at the beginning during the Super Bowl that said, I lost all my money and my wife and kids left me. But then Joe Burrow went on a hot streak. And this was a Cincinnati City Council. I was like, I want all my money back. I can't believe we're going to win a Super Bowl. Barstool Sports shared it. And in that video, I talked about how I lost my money. I sounded like a degenerate gambler. So they immediately took it down after a couple hours. I didn't even say anything. I texted Ben. I was like, they took it down. Ben's like, yeah, they can't have degenerate gambling. I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. I'm not going to cause a stink. Then fast forward 2 months later, literally 2 months later, I'm at the Las Vegas City Council. And I kind of give a similar spiel. I talk about how I lost money. I got drunk.
And I'm facing a lot of issues right now. My wife's boyfriend recently got her pregnant. And I'm here for a church event speaking I'm a member of the Church of Scientology.
And I talk about my wife's boyfriend, Church of Scientology, all this stuff. 50 Cent shares it. Chad Ochocinco shares it. Everybody shares it. Gets millions of hits. So Barstool shares it. It's up for an hour. They take it down. And I texted Minty. I go, come on. This one is not even as bad. And I joked about gambling. Why did they take it down? He's like, yeah, the same thing. So I just tweeted at Dave. I was like, Barstool Sports is about free speech. Obviously, you're not about free speech if you keep on posting my videos and deleting it. He immediately invites me on the podcast. Immediately sends me a DM. I'm like, okay, cool. Dave's awesome. I respect Dave for doing this. And then an hour later, I forget there's obviously a lot of fat guys that work there. Not that I'm some skinny guy, but one of his co-hosts, the really heavyset guy, he sends him a video that Alex Stein is pro-life. And he sends Dave a video of me at an abortion rally at the Texas State Capitol where I'm kind of just, asking them why they like abortion. And an hour later, he's like, I can't have this guy on. He's too political. I hate these politics stuff. So because of that, he uninvited me to the podcast. So that just set me off. I was like, you know what? This is not okay. So about a month later, I was in New York City and I didn't have an inside job. Ben didn't give me anything. I didn't tell Ben Mintz anything. I walk in, I think it was Fifth Avenue is what their location is. And I'm just going to walk in. I put on my New York Islanders hat. So I looked like I had some sort of,
affiliation.
Sports memorabilia. Yeah, some sports memorabilia. And then I had Don Terrace. He was wearing clothes. at the time. And then in the elevator, he stripped down into his, homeless attire. And we just walked in like we owned the place. And then Tico, Texas, is the one that let us in. And she ended up beating me up the most. But now her and I become the closest of anybody there. So now Tico and I text. So listen, I don't hate Dave. I don't hate Barstool. Actually, I like Barstool a little bit. But I hate that they fired Ben Mintz. That's what it makes me sick. So I was, kind of on the fence, but Ben Mintz had to go. Makes me sick.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the biggest irony in all of it is that, I mean, Dave gets political sometimes too, though. Like, I don't understand why he wouldn't have you on when he gets political. Didn't he do like a whole thing on why he's not pro-life?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why. I guess he didn't want to sit there and argue with me about abortion.
It's only political if you're in favor of the baby.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And let's be real, like abortion is a hot button issue. I'm incredibly, obviously pro-life. I think it's a murder. But for him to use that as an excuse not to have me, I just think that was obviously a cop-out because I don't even think that it would be that sick that he doesn't like me because I'm pro-life. I just don't. I don't understand why anybody hates a pro-lifer. It bugs me,
Well, like with us, I have opinions on these things, abortion, immigration, the economy. But if I have you on, our show, I'm not bringing you on there to talk about that. I'm bringing you on there to talk about the viral content that you created. I don't understand if you just... I just don't believe in not having people on because of what they believe. We reach out to people who disagree with us on the men and women's sports thing, on the NIL thing, on the NFL is racist thing, but they'll never come on. That's the thing. They'll never come on because like, oh, I'm not even going to talk to you because of your beliefs. Like I just feel like it's amazing the people that call people fascists and Nazis tend to act the most like fascists and Nazis. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Riley Gaines goes to do a speech at San Francisco State just about, listen, let's not let dudes play with sports. And they go in there calling her a Nazi and a fascist, trying to shut her speech down that has nothing to do with anything that's really political. It's just common sense. We just live in bizarro world. It's rainbow land from the campaign where the unicorns are made of fudge and there's cotton candy and gold.
You can't make me go to Rainbow Land.
No, I won't live there.
No, I mean, you're exactly right. I mean, that's where we're really at, where I try to get people different point of views on my show all the time. I want to sit there and have a debate. That's the most interesting content. And to be honest, Barstool Sports, that was like one of their biggest videos for that they shared their version of it. Got millions of hits. So it's just funny how he doesn't realize that a good content creator would lean into it and talk to me because we want to talk to people that have different views. That's why, that's the best sort of content. It's not the same sort of content we all come in and we just say Joe Biden stinks and, the culture war, yada, yada, yada. I'd actually like to hear somebody's weird opinions and try to debate them. For me, that's what's most interesting.
I agree.
Well, Alex, first of all, love your Twitter page. One of the favorite follows just to go through. Every time I go through it, I laugh my ass off, to be honest. A woman on a men's D1 team, I believe her name was Olivia Pichardo. All right, you retweeted this. She came out and threw out the first pitch. It was probably the worst pitch I've ever seen in my life. I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on that.
Well, the worst pitch of all time was, and Howard Stern stinks now, but it used to be great, was Gary Dell'Abate's first pitch. If you guys aren't familiar, look up Gary.
I need to see that.
That name sounds familiar.
You guys need to see it. He actually went to baseball training, and it's even worse than hers. But yes, this first D1 athlete, she couldn't even, the ball didn't even get to the plate. It was over to the side. Her form was terrible. It's just really sad that there's probably like some kid out there that really is talented and his spot was theoretically taken because of social justice. It's similar to all sports are supposed to be a meritocracy. They always say this. Tony Romo said this when he lost his job to Dak Prescott. Yet now sports and college aren't even about a meritocracy. It's about social justice, about intersectionality. It's about checking boxes. And because of that, that's why sports it's losing some of its pride that we once had. America was built on the pride of our great sports. And now we're almost getting kind of ashamed of what our sports are turning into.
Yeah, well, there's two things with that situation. One is that if she was just a random person or like a movie star or an actress and threw a horrible pitch, we see guys throw awful pitches all the time, but they don't claim to be Division I caliber players. The second thing, the tweet that it was put in, NESN, which is, Red Sox up there, they turned off the replies after they posted the video. If that was a man, there's no way in hell they turn off the replies. And I thought we were about equality, man. It's 2023. Isn't the best way to be fair is for everybody to be able to make fun of everybody?
Of course, I try to make fun of myself, but that's
Me
the
too.
problem is we have a humorless society where it's all about political correctness. So because it was a woman, that she can't face the same backlash that a man can. Yet they say that there's really no difference between a man and a woman. So it's just nothing. It doesn't. A lot of their stuff doesn't really add up.
Well, it's like they say in The Ringer. Why you talk different than you did before? That's my question. Yeah, why did you talk different than you did before?
Transabled.
Yes.
Transabled.
Yeah.
Transabled, that's a thing.
Transage. We got a big 9 and 10 triple SA
177
baseball tournament I'm playing in this
years old,
weekend. I was the first 9-year-old to hit one 380 feet.
Yes, you identify as that age. Well, my hero, guys, is Andy Kaufman. I loved Andy Kaufman. When I saw the Jim Carrey movie Man on the Moon, I just was obsessed. And the reason why Andy Kaufman was so great and so brilliant, at the time he created what was an intergender wrestling league. He would challenge women in wrestling, which is so brilliant. Is that's what we need to have today. You need to have a third division. It sucks. It's going to have to change sports. But if these transgender people really want to compete, they need to compete in their own division, an intergender division. And then that'll actually, open up more avenues for people to, I guess, get involved in sports.
Yeah, because go ahead.
Letting a guy compete against a girl will never be okay.
Very true. I do got to ask before we let you go, how is Dontarius?
Dontarius is great. Darius is good. Watch my show tonight. We'll be addressing all of the controversy surrounding this viral video now. I can't believe that it's gone viral and it's getting all these views and retweets. But let's just be honest. I'm going to continue to push the envelope because I want to mock the system. And this is one thing I do, actually, one political point I want to make. The left wing and the right wing are on the same bird. So really the only person that you need to actually look up to is be yourself. Don't look up to me. I'm not a role model like Charles Barkley in the 80s. Do not be like primetime Alex Stein. Trust me. Nice.
Well, Alex, speaking of which, I want to ask, what's the deal with Alexandria Cortez blocking you on Twitter? Is the world just not big enough for two Alexes, or what's the deal with the lawsuit now?
No, and it's still going on, and they're trying to figure it out because this is what she says. So we've had some back and forth now that the lawsuit has been going on for a little over a month. She feels that she is allowed to block me because we did have an in-person bad, interaction. So we'll see. That's what her lawyers are saying. But we're going to take it to court and see what a judge says, because there was the reason why I filed the lawsuit. Media Matters filed a lawsuit against the same reasons for being blocked to Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Marjorie Taylor Greene ended up settling out of court. So I don't really want any money in my lawsuit. I didn't ask for any money. I just want her to unblock me. So as soon as she unblocks me, the lawsuit gets dropped. But she's playing hardball. She's still got me on the block list.
Look, that's a saga we've all been keeping up with, and I don't. Speaking about M. Night Shyamalan, who knows how that one's going to end? But Primetime.
No idea.
Yeah, it's great to have you on, man. Everybody check out Primetime with Alex Stein on Blaze TV, man. We got to get you back on again and maybe sneak down to an LSU game and eat some corn dogs and drink some cold sodas.
Yes, sir. I'm ready when you are. So let's make it happen.
Appreciate it, Alex. All right, Primetime Alex Stein. We're getting to calls in 1 second. I do want to say some. Wales Rule on Twitter was talking about, the NFL matchups are based on division standings from last season. Yes, of course the Packers have an easier schedule. We also knew that, it was going to be tough playing the AFC West and the NFC South. Talking about the second part. Yes, but that. A lot of our audience may not know that. So it's my job to point out things to the audience that they may not know on the toughness of the schedule. But it's still unfortunate when you have to play the AFC West and the NFC South. That doesn't change. Yes, it's on a rotational basis that's dependent on division standings, but teams change, divisions change. I mean, just look at last year. I mean, there were some surprises and upsets in some divisions that we didn't think were going to be that good that ended up being good. So yes, but it's not just talking to people that know these things. You have to explain it to people that don't know. That's what you do on a show. So, all right. Get to the Butcher Club real quick.
Let's go to Reed Ricky with the $10 donation. I was going to make sure to read this because, one, she donated you and her money, and two, she texted everybody at the office. All right, the poll is going to try to trick y'all into using the government name. Don't get sloppy at the end of the show and have fun and a safe bachelor party.
Ooh, yes. Thank you, Reed. That's
love right there.
That's a good
love right there. That's love right there. I'm dogging it, Pat. I'm dogging it.
All right, let's go to Cole Frank, $2 donation. Appreciate it, Cole. Send her $2. Jake, good job on the song.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it. Then we can go to Ken Johnson. What's up, Ken? $10 donation. Appreciate it. The codename Snakebit.
Nice.
This is my 36th level up day.
Yeah.
The Diamondbacks being a young team in their opening strength, do you think it's even possible for them to get their Dodgers on their toes?
Look, we know the game of baseball is crazy. I do. I just don't think you have the depth on the roster to be able to do it. Because, look, I mean, eventually, we know what happens at the trade deadline in baseball, too. You're going to find out if your team's in it, they may make some moves to try and go ahead and make that last push. Or if you got a young core that's kind of hanging around, do you make some moves to set yourself up for the future because you know you got something there? But these teams like the Dodgers and the Astros and these I'm just telling you, it's early, still very early. I get being excited. I tell this to Rangers fans too. I get being excited, but I think you can keep the Dodgers on their toes. And look, I mean, right now when you look at the Dodgers, I mean, do they scare you as much as they normally have? No, but there's a long way to go. A very, very long way to go. Just look at the Mets now. They've dropped 13-17.
Have they?
Yeah, they couldn't get a hit if they did a song with Taylor Swift.
Don't you dare tell your team to make moves at the trade deadline either.
Oh, yeah. They'll see it in you. They'll see it in you. All right. You ready to get some calls?
Let's go. First one up, Heartbroke Hog calling in from Arkansas. What's going on, man?
What's up, dog?
What's up, guys? Happy Flaming Dragon Friday.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. You already know what time it is.
All right. So a lot of people have talked about who the Chiefs' rival next year will be. Is it the Bengals? Maybe the Bills? Maybe meeting the Eagles again in the Super Bowl? But I'm going to tell y'all who it really is. Next year, they have one and only rival, and they aren't playing anymore because it is the 1972 Miami Dolphins. They are going 20-0.
Wow.
Really? So, right, so you're saying Tua stays healthy?
No, he's talking about the Chiefs.
Oh, he's talking about the Chiefs.
The Chiefs are going to go undefeated.
Oh, yeah. Look, again, I mean, you just won the Super Bowl with probably the worst roster that you're going to have. I mean, that wouldn't shock me if any team or anybody could do it. It'd be Patrick Mahomes. Now, to your rival question, I don't see right now in reality how the Chiefs and Bengals aren't the biggest. How the Bengals aren't the biggest Chiefs rival and the Chiefs aren't the biggest Bengal rival right now because that's who's met there in the AFC Championship to see who's going to go to the Super Bowl. I mean, those are the two teams. Buffalo hasn't been able to get over the hump, right? It's kind of like Michigan a little bit.
Well, let me ask you this. Who is going to be the victim of Joe Burrow's new contract on that roster?
They're going to have to make some moves because you look at the market right now, there's no way that Joey B doesn't get an absolute Acme colossal size bag dropped on him. But I do think Joe Burrow is one of those guys that's smart enough to know he is only as good as the sum of the parts around him. Don't be shocked if you see him kind of make the decision to say, listen, I obviously want to be even more super mega rich than I am now, but kind of like Jalen Hurts did, what do I need to do to make sure that we have a chance to win Super Bowls and not just, he's not Aaron Rodgers. Okay, he's not out there just like, all right, give me the bag, we'll just make it work, whatever. I think Joe Burrow understands what's going on.
Here's the final 5-game stretch for the Chiefs this year. Bills at home. You go to the Patriots. You get the Raiders at home. Then they get the Bengals at home in the second to last game, and then you go on the road to the Chargers.
Can you imagine being undefeated going on the road to the Chargers?
Well, you just can't slip up those first 2 weeks. I mean, that's not a walk in the park either. You got the Lions and Jags back to back.
It's true.
And the Bengals, that's New Year's Eve. That'll be fun.
Can't wait.
That'll be fun.
Wait. Thanks, Heartbroken.
All right. Thanks, Heartbroke Hog. All right. David from California, what's going on?
Good morning, guys. Thanks for taking the call.
No problem, D.
Good morning, Dave.
I just want to rapid fire some off to you guys.
Yeah.
First one, call sign. Sleeper D. That's me.
Sleeper D.
I like that.
All right. And then, second, I just want to thank you guys because you've made me much of a well-rounded sports fan. I never thought I'd be showing off disc golf videos to my friends.
Yes, sir. Winning the water cooler.
That's winning the water cooler. That's the whole point.
Yeah. Third one, PJ sounds like the Charlie Brown teacher. I guess on our end.
Wah, 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 wah.
She really does.
Thank you for adding to our arsenal
get that on the shirt
as well. Yes, we do. I already like this guy.
Yeah, Sleeper D.
Sleeper D.
Right on. I'm not mad when she's in front of the camera, though. Next one. Fantasy football. Congrats, Flaming Dragon.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it. It's all about who you drafted, midseason adjustments, and believing in your program.
Finish the game, NFL. You started a game, finish the game. Bills, Bengals.
You gotta get
finish
past
the
this.
game.
You gotta get past this, bud.
Come on,
Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta get past it.
saying.
I did want to say though, I watched the draft, and the competition wasn't that hard, man. So maybe you guys can think about doing some type of booster club league. Get some of us in there.
Trust me, something's in the works.
Oh yeah,
we have something
things in the works.
But
We've been in
some
the
of those
lab.
teams were good though, man.
Yeah.
He told you. He basically
was good.
He just called y'all easy comp.
Clavin's team.
I think he was
good.
talking about everybody who's like not a huge sports fan.
I said
That did it. I
everybody,
don't
so.
think that's what he was saying.
Like Clavin's auto-drafted team was one of the best throughout the season.
It really
Granted,
was.
they were making moves on it throughout the season. But
yeah.
Yeah, Jake's right though. What he said.
Thank you.
And then
Thank you.
the last question I have, which I've been sitting on for a long time, because you guys referenced this movie so much, and Flaming Dragon did mention it, but the true story of the Willy Wonka chocolate factory.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's ever elaborated on it, but will we ever hear that?
Yeah, well, we will. You heard that we told you the true story about Peter Pan. Like, I don't know why y'all like how Hook's
True
Captain
Willy Wonka
Hook's the
story
good
on
guy.
here? I thought we did.
Did we?
not-
It may have been
didn't
a
you
cold
say
open
it?
one day.
I don't know. We do it again.
About he's making chocolate out of the kids.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That's
horrifying.
why the kids
to
keep
think about.
disappearing. Like,
okay,
God,
we'll do a whole breakdown.
We'll do a whole
Yeah,
break.
we did.
Whole
You heard,
Sleeper D.
Sleeper D, you heard that Peter Pan one though, right? I mean, we're out here celebrating a child kidnapper.
Yeah.
Captain Hook's the good guy.
Yeah.
You never
I guess
knew it
they're
growing
all a
up.
little dark if you think about it.
Yeah, and if you go back and see the origin of some of the
Look.
stories in Disney movies, like it's
When
it's not a-
when Morpheus opens up his hands and puts the pills in front of your face, I mean,
Yeah, you gotta make a
You
choice.
take one, next you know, you find out the truth about Peter Pan and Willy Wonka and Frosty the Snowman.
Dude, don't talk. Yeah, we're not going to.
You don't even want to know what.
That
And
was too
the
hard.
Tooth Fairy, I guess. I didn't
no, yeah,
realize
the
that she
Tooth
had this
Fairy.
whole side enterprise.
It's a
where
dude. She's got the biggest. Like we talk about tax the rich. No, the first person.
You got paid though. You got paid for yours?
$1. How much is my tooth worth where you're from? I don't even know
That's
the
like, let me
market.
go work.
rate.
Exactly. You
Let
don't
me go
know what
work.
she does.
Let me go work 11 hours. Here's $4.
Yeah.
You made some money. She made some money. That's how business.
I'm not. This didn't. I don't work in a sweatshop.
Then you can
Dave,
cut out the middleman and go
making
sell it
shoelaces
directly.
for Nike.
See, we'll get to that.
For a
later,
half a piece
Sleeper
of
D.
bread and a
We're gonna
banana
break down
a
this
day.
whole Tooth Fairy
Yes.
situation.
Yeah.
Great
I feel like
call.
the Tooth Fairy
Great call. Great call, Sleeper
today.
D. Call back, man.
All right, man. Talk to you
Stay
soon.
safe out there.
All right, Jan, a.k.a. Tumbleweed 1477 from Texas. What's going on?
Hey, good morning, boys.
Morning.
Happy Flaming Dragon Friday.
Yes, ma'am.
Couple of things here. First of all, to you, Dave, I got a Wednesday show for you. Get off my thermostat.
Yeah. Get off
there
my
you go.
thermostat here talking about 82 degrees.
82
Are you
degrees.
kidding me? I'm a 68 man myself.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
a little bit closer. A little bit higher.
I have a game for you.
Hmm.
Since Jake's going on his bachelor weekend, I'm suspecting that because you're Southern boys, that barbecue could be involved. So I
Yes.
have
Yes.
So I have the keep, trade, cut. Now,
Okay.
I'm not going to put Texas barbecue in on this because, I mean, after all, it is
Okay.
Texas barbecue.
Yeah.
A shout out to Evie May in Lubbock. But this could be a car trip. You're going to start in Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina. So what would you do? Would you trade, cut, what?
I would, if I did, like between the three, I've never had barbecue in South Carolina. That just hit me. I bet it's really good. I would
North
say,
Carolina. North Carolina.
North Carolina's gonna get barbecue.
I would say I would trade South Carolina. I would trade, or excuse me, I would cut, you put cut in there, right? Keep, trade, cut?
Yep.
I would cut South Carolina. I would trade Georgia, and I'd keep Tennessee.
Well, look, Georgia's starting.
Of course
Georgia's
it is.
starting. I'll go
It's
to
a home
Scania's.
game for
I'll
you.
drive to Scania's right now. We'll go get some Vandy's. We'll do the whole thing. But I was born in North Carolina, so if you change it to North Carolina, that can make things interesting. Well, what was the third one? Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Yeah, let's bench Tennessee.
I'm gonna cut Georgia. Wow. I'm gonna keep Tennessee and South Carolina. Was it trade? Or is it? Yeah. I'll trade South Carolina.
Okay, Jan, that's a great game. I like that.
Jan, thanks for the,
We'll eat some barbecue
the
for you
advice
this
on the
weekend.
get off my lawn too. I like that.
Get off my thermostat.
Yeah,
Dave.
get off my
You bet.
thermostat.
Well, congratulations, Jake. You have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, Jan. Thanks so much
Call
for
in again
calling. Call in
soon,
anytime.
Jan.
We always love talking to you.
See ya. All right, we got Andrew in West Virginia. What's going on, Andrew?
Sup, Crain and Co.
What's up,
doing, man?
Andrew?
What's up?
I got 4 questions for y'all, but 3 are for individually and 1 for all of y'all overall.
Let's do it.
First question for David Cohn. You notice that the NFL for week 1, the rivalry week, pretty much came early. I mean, if you look at the Giants, I'm a Giants fan. We got to play those dang Cowgirls week 1. The Packers got to play the Bears. The Bengals got to play the Browns. Like, rivalry week basically came early.
I love it. Hey, you got to play them sometime. You got to play them sometime. You got to play them twice a year.
And for Flame and Dragon, I'm guessing your jinx might have worked because the Yankees are freaking struggling this season. Thoughts on that, and how are the Tampa Bay Rays at the top of the freaking division?
Yeah, Blake,
and
thoughts
my
on
question
that.
for Jake.
Go ahead.
And my question for Jake, there's a potential. Oh, someone must have hit the button. Anyways,
Yeah, that's on me.
My question for Jake, what's it called? There's the potential you might see Lakers Celtics in final. I mean, do you think the Celtics will win Game 7? I mean, they're going to beat the Heat or the Knicks. And then my question for you overall, I've never heard y'all talk about this on show, but thoughts on professional wrestling?
Ooh, okay. I'll answer mine. When it comes down to the Celtics, and I just don't. It's very hard for me to think the Sixers are going to walk in to Boston and win that game, especially with the way Jason Tatum played late and how confident he's going to be. Jaylen Brown made some plays. Al Horford's still struggling, and they won. But defensively, I think Flaming brought up a great point. The Celtics defense, especially late in the games, has been fantastic, and I think you're going to see that again. Now, the biggest wild card is James Harden, right? He's been what? Feast or famine. If he goes for 45, the Sixers are going to have a chance because I think Joel is going to get his. But if he does not, then it's going to be very hard for Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris to carry this team because I just don't trust P.J. Tucker, even if he's hitting threes from the corner, to do enough offensively. I would be a little bit cautious before I would just go ahead and write off the Heat, who I think is going to beat the Knicks. I'd be a little cautious because the Heat is not a team you want to play right now with the way Jimmy Butler's playing. Now, the Celtics do have a big size advantage. I think they have a better roster, but the Heat are playing with house money and a chip on their shoulder. But, man, if we get a Lakers-Celtics showdown in Game 7, that'd be fantastic. Or in the finals, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, yeah, and if it goes 7, too. Yeah, on the NFL schedule, I mean, look, I really like the NFL schedule. You got to play those divisional matchups at some point. Might as well make it
Start them off with a bang, man. It's smart marketing.
Yeah.
When it comes to the Yankees, you get what you do. I mean, you deserve this. And until an apology comes out, we're not going to start winning games. All right? Like, if you wanted to get fixed, I need an apology, and I need a direct phone line to everybody at the Yankees organization. So
everybody?
Everybody.
Why not just like Brian Cashman?
No. I need it's a saving.
This is why David.
It goes all the way down.
David
to the
Cohn
janitor.
is the bridge for this. We need to get David Cohn on here. He can be the bridge.
He can be the mediator, right? Like
it goes all the way down to the janitor. I got to fix the entire organization.
Okay,
we all have to move in one.
I can respect that. And as far as professional wrestling, look, I just never got into it as a kid. I think that's one of those things you got to get into it as a kid.
I did.
Conathan,
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Like I met DDP once. That was tight.
Okay.
I met
Dallas
DDP.
Page. There you go.
Met him once, but I just really never got into it.
Professional wrestling's cool until like you actually have to watch it, and then it's just not because it's scripted. So it's just
that makes absolutely
it's not fun.
Sense.
No, like you can do it as a kid, like you pretend to wrestle and stuff until you sit down and watch it. It's not fun.
Okay.
All right.
Well, there's that. Andrew, thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Buddy.
Country Roads.
All right. John in Birmingham. What's going on, John?
What's going on, guys? This is John, also known as Green Machine.
Ooh, nice.
Is that a 2K reference?
No, it's just based on my name. But anyway, so I used to be John from Auburn.
Gotcha.
Just graduated from there. And moved
hey,
to
congrats, man. What'd you major in?
Civil engineering.
Okay, I thought you were going to say laughing at Brian Harson because I did too.
Oh, well, that was a minor.
That was his minor.
But anyway, so y'all, DraftKings sponsors you guys. You need to get with him and make sure we in the Booster Club could bet on the B word count over and under because that'd be fun.
The two things we want, Flaming Dragon Brew from Black Rifle Coffee and be able to bet the over-under on Flaming Dragon Friday on DraftKings.
I was thinking we get a wheel for Flaming Dragon Friday with like the different numbers on it for the over and under, and we spin it, and what it lands on, it's that for that day.
Oh, I do like that. How Drew Carey of you.
That's a good idea. Anyway, so I was calling because I heard you guys talk about maybe an NFL expansion team. Somebody mentioned Birmingham. I just want to weigh in on it,
Yeah, go ahead.
We have Tuscaloosa, 1 hour down the road, Auburn 2 hours down the road. College football is king in the state of Alabama. But if you want football in the spring, we got the Stallions here. So really, I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on that, but yeah, just wanted to weigh in.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit the other day. Here's my question. I can't, in my mind, sort through to think, all right, is it a good thing? Because you could get Auburn and Alabama fans to come together and support the team and it be huge? Or would it be a bad thing because college football is king and it'd be tougher to get people behind it because they're just so locked into college football? I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, I don't think Alabama is missing an NFL team. Yeah. I like that the Stallions were there. That was kind of cool, and then they came out and won the championship. A lot of people in Alabama are already Braves fans, too, so, baseball's right there and taken care of. And then Alabama, it doesn't seem like the type of state to expand into the NBA. I don't know if Alabama's missing out from not having a professional sports team.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it would be... I think it'd be different if they had an NBA team. If you look at, I know we're talking about NFL, but if they had an NBA team, I think part of me thinks they may get more support than the NFL team would, just because it's basketball.
You might be right.
Football.
Just put it in Birmingham.
Yeah, it's interesting to me. But Green Machine Man, congrats on graduating, brother, and thanks for calling in. Call in anytime.
Thanks, man.
I appreciate that, guys. See you later.
All right, Sam in Virginia. What's going on, Sam?
Gents, this is USMC Sam. This is the first time I've actually made a call in today and got my comment read, so I appreciate that.
You're on fire,
sir. Let's go.
Scotty's on fire.
So my call sign from here on out will be Huckleberry ZJ.
Huckleberry ZJ. If you don't know what it is, you can't afford it. Ooh.
Exactly. Thank you. So my question is, do you think there is a culture problem in the Florida football program?
No, I think they're in the middle of fixing a cultural problem. And that takes longer than anything because it's the hardest thing to do. And you can't start hanging paintings on the wall until you build the foundation of the house. And I think that's what Billy's going through. Dan Mullen's a heck of an offensive mind. But the roster that he left at Florida from a depth standpoint and from a wholesome standpoint was not even close. And Florida's a place you can flip quick. And Billy does need to have some success. But I think what you're seeing is some of the old guys that were kept are having problems with the new guys that are brought in the way that Billy wants to do it and the mindset that he wants to have. You have to trim the fat, and it takes a little bit of time, but I think they're actually fixing that. I think right now Florida's taking chemo. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, I agree. I just, I'm impatient like the rest of them, and after Tim Tebow came through and Dan Mullen had a few highlights of greatness. I'm just, impatient, but I'm hopeful they give Billy at least 4 years to see what he can do with the program.
Yeah, I think they're going to give him legitimately 3 unless he wins 3 or 4 games this year. They go 6-6, 7-5, even 5-7. I think they get away with it. But that third year is going to determine it. I know Flaming doesn't believe in him, but I believe in Billy.
I saw something crazy talking about the culture, and I know this isn't the team, okay? And fans are wild. Fans do all sorts of stuff. And I think it was a fan account with the Gators. But remember after the draft, they posted how Anthony Richardson went 4th overall, and they were that was a flex over Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
The same photo who went in the later rounds. I was like, man, Georgia's back-to-back champs. Florida's fallen off to me if you're bragging about one of your guys getting drafted.
Yeah, and I remember when Florida was dominating in multiple sports. Look, Florida's going to be fine eventually. They're a golden egg place. They're going to be fine. There's so much talent around there. And I understand being impatient. But if they go down there and get killed by Utah, don't quit on them, though. Don't quit on them. Don't let it ruin the season because I think they're going to get beat pretty bad out there. But I believe in Billy in the long run.
No doubt. Thanks for calling in, Sam.
Thanks, Sam.
That's your last one of the week, man. Well done.
Yes, very good. Okay.
Oh, and then Dylan and Jack and everybody else who's in here, y'all call in on Monday, please.
Hey, remember, hey, Pongo, right? Pongo moves you to the front of the line. All right, while Flaming's reading the Booster Club, I'm going over to the board of what's happening to me lately. Oh, wait, deep down, I know.
Let's go to Nathan Johnston. Finally get to his donation, $5 donation. Nathan, appreciate it, brother. Just took another cold shower. 4 days straight. Help boost the metabolism, blood flow, according to Google. Enjoy the bachelor party.
How you feeling?
Hey, man, get some of that Nugenics for that, too.
Well, let's go to Steve's Action Figure Frenzy. $10 donation. Appreciate it, Steve. If you guys need a WWE correspondent, I'm available if the price is right.
There we go.
All right, we'll look into it.
Jade Shane says, what if they put one in Mobile, NFL team?
I was wondering, do you think Birmingham or Mobile would be better?
Mobile would be better.
NBA or like
you already got the
any other
connections
sport.
down there with the Senior Bowl. I mean, I think it'd be better.
What about an NFL team in Utah, Baby Sora's dad?
I think that would work. Utah loves their football. Like I said, I think it's the most underrated football state in the country.
All right, let's get to Poison Alley wants to know what's the proximity to 7 Foot Island for Rainbow Island. It's closer than you think.
We can't. We can't be giving out.
I can't give you the exact coordinates of 7 Foot Island.
There's something brewing. Thank you, brother. Thank you. There's something brewing between 7 Footer Island and Rainbow Island, and it's not good. There's been some territorial advantages given to a certain island that we're talking with the Island Federation Bureau to get it fixed. So, did we put a submarine in the water the other day? I don't know. Is it more than 7 feet? You best believe.
That wasn't a submarine.
The IFB? You're talking to the IFB?
That wasn't a submarine. That was Zach Eady. It's real Pacific Rim.
Well, that was Zach Eady, and we put a periscope on him.
That's how we use it. Well, if we ever want to go to Rainbow Land and actually have a talk, peace talks, we just lay Zach down.
Yeah.
And we walk across him on the water. Use him as a bridge.
You are giving out way too much information.
Zach is the bridge.
It's not giving out the coordinates.
Zach is the
way
bridge.
Too much information.
Zach Eady is the bridge, literally and figuratively. Okay, bets. I didn't want to talk about yesterday, but I'm going to. Over 226. They'll score 70 points combined in the first quarter, and we can't get to you get to 225. Okay, I'm not pissed about it at all. And then Canes didn't hit the over. Sixers didn't. I know why.
Okay.
And you know that I know why.
You know that I know that I know you.
Yeah. Why? For some reason, it just hadn't been working out for me the last couple of days. But I do want to give hats off to Cone. The Cone family last night, clean sweep, 4-0.
4-0, wow. Who would have thought?
A lot of good vibes. So tonight, who the hell knows? Who knows? But here's what I'm going with. Give me the Heat money line and the Lakers money line, plus 140. Then I'm dipping back into college baseball.
Okay.
I'm going to dance with the one that brought me. Give me Campbell, Arkansas, LSU, and TCU. All money line tonight. That's plus 390. So Giants, help me God.
All right, yeah, 2-0 last night. Don't know how that happened, so let's see if we've officially broken the slump here. I want the Heat to win and the under at 218.5. That's minus 105. And then the Braves win and Strider with 8+ K.
You've been all over that bet. You like that combo.
120. I like that combo, and it's been hitting for me.
Max Fried, by the way, out 2 months.
1-1 yesterday. Tatis Jr. Someone check what cream he's using for ringworm. Hit a solo in the first. Of course he did. That's fine. We take a 1-1 action. Going back to it, I kissed a Nerfy and I liked it. Let me get Reds/Marlins. Nerfy minus 120. And then Twins Cubs, another Nerfy minus 120. Needed a little 2-0 type of day.
Did you say I kissed a Nerfy and I liked it?
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
Did the Nerfy Express show up last night? Did you hear the bell?
No, yeah, it showed up at 2:45. I was in my house slippers and my robe. I didn't know I was on shift last night, to be honest. So I walked out. We actually traveled 3,000 miles last night.
Did you really?
That's still one of the funniest things. You got to tell.
It gets cold in the Kentucky.
Hey, you got to tell the story one time on here about the kid who got caught eating out of trash can.
Rocket? Talking about old Rocket in high school? If I could tell that, I don't know if I can. It'd be an awful sticky situation. Yeah, we can tell a lot of stories when it comes to that. Just got the pizza right out of the trash can. It's so funny. See, he'd eat pizza, they try to catch him, and they never catch him, so they call him Rocket. He just take off. All right, poll.
Hey, hold on. Let me read Cone's son's bets. He wants Golden State money line, plus 115, and the Panthers money line, plus 145. Let's go to the bowl.
All right. Pretty sure I can't remember who wanted this poll, but it was pretty good. Who drinks the most at the bachelor party?
Don't say it, David.
Jake, Blaine, or David?
I'm going to say, they say Flaming Dragon, 85%.
That's probably right.
Jeez.
You're probably right. But it is your bachelor party.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Jake.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Jake.
David, 7%. Go outside.
I wonder who they think the responsible one is.
Yeah, Jake, 20%. Blaine, 73.
73.
Let's see how it is.
Oh, that's probably
all right. Anything else?
I think we got to everything.
All right, good. Thank you guys so much. Alex Stein, thanks for coming on, brother. Make sure you check him out. And guess what, baby? Day before the bachelor party, the under hit.
Under hit.
That graphic.
23-minute interview in the show. I mean,
oh, here come the excuses.
Oh, goodness.
Here come the excuses.
To save their lives.
Yeah. All right. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you follow us on all social media. Got a great Saturday special as well. Check that out. And all next week, live from the weekday mornings. Y'all know how it goes. Booster Club, the best audience in the game. Keep spreading the word. And like the chances of us three not having a blast on Bachelor Party Boys Weekend, we're gone.